Today, I'm going to share my silver price plan for 2026. So we'll take a look at other assets too. Use the time codes below to go to that favorite part, whatever that is. But if you are watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on X and on YouTube and on Facebook as well, I believe. Let me just quickly do one thing before we get straight into the silver price plan. Do me a favor, can you head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. That would be really helpful to me. Why? Well, I've got nearly 4,000, over 4,000 followers right there. And all I just need to do is get a little bit trendy on here, do a little copy and paste kind of action. Did it work or do I need, yes, perfect. And then we have a good old chat today. I am Joe Main. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010. Been into lots of different things. Let's do that one right here. And then we'll get a chance to talk to my wonderful GMS family as well. All right, let's get straight into it. This is silver. Let's just step back for a second. Silver on the quarterly time frame, priced in USD, $85, brand new all-time high. Congratulations. So if you're new to the channel, what I've been talking about for quite some time is the 5-wave moves that generally happen in markets. Of course, markets move in 3 phases: accumulation, public participation, and then a blow-off excess phase. Okay, so something like this you've got, and it happens in 5 waves. Okay, so here's, I won't pop in all the stuff, but really quickly, that's accumulation. Then you have a dip. This is the public participation. Many people start waking up. Then you have another dip or a consolidation. Then the every man and his dog excess phase, the mania phase, occurs. That's how markets generally work. You can go check this against pretty much any market over time, and you can see similar patterns playing out. Pretty much it's market psychology, right? So then we did that in 1980. Then we did it again. If you want to call it from there, I started from here. That's your big accumulation range. That's your there. Then you get your public participation. Oh, wow, we're broken out of this accumulation. That's amazing. Fantastic. Oh, it's not just a continuation. We're not just going to range like this. Oh, we've broken out. That's really amazing. Public participation phase, right? Then you have I guess it just was a sucker's rally. I guess no new all-time high. Then it does this and it breaks that. And then everyone goes, oh, that was good. Hang on. And then you have the every man and his dog. Okay, I was part of this in 2011, 2010. I got into precious metals 2010. And then it broke this that $21 level, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's going to break the all-time high. And the narrative was through the roof. Okay, all-time high 1980. Haven't done it since back then. It's going to break the all-time high, and then that's your excess phase. Then we had that double top. So where we're sitting right now is the COVID low. Okay, $12. Absolute desperation. Okay, disillusionment for pretty much all assets, but particularly silver. Okay, that was the start of wave 1, and people go, okay, it's just a little rally. That was the right? Accumulation was kind of in here. So that's your accumulation. But then we broke through. That's kind of like accumulation. People go, oh, hang on. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. No, it's going to break. Oh, it's held as support. This is now right there. This is the start of your public participation. But once you got to here, right? That was the wake up moment like it was back in here. That there is that there. Got it? Now, many people are saying, oh, this is the crazy phase. This ain't the crazy phase. You're in the public participation phase. That's phase 2 of the 3 phases. Okay, so that's what we're going through. I need to explain all this to tell you what my plan is for 2026. Okay, it's pretty simple. Then you've got the wave 3. Okay, now anyone telling you that they absolutely know where the top of the wave 3 is going to finish, and then where the wave 4, we will get a wave 4. Anyone telling you it's going to definitely top here, it's definitely then going to go down to here in this price and in this time frame, run away from them immediately. Okay, no one knows, but we have signs. Okay, so we are going to get that, and then after that we are going to get a wave 5 excess phase, just like we had here. Okay, just like we had here back in 1980 as well. Again, you think every man and his dog is getting in now? No, wait until the wave 4 pullback, and then that happens. That'll take you into about 2030. Okay, so that's the big overview just for people uninitiated with me. Okay, what I am expecting, and I'll pop on a couple of targets. It doesn't mean those targets get hit, and it does not mean that I am selling out at those specific targets, but I'll just pop in a couple of targets. All right, that's on the logarithmic. Let's take a look at the linear scale. We are talking about, and I have been talking about this $95 area. I did a video yesterday. That's an area which I think we will at least get to bare minimum before we have the wave 4 pullback. Again, I don't know where it goes to. I don't know how long it lasts, right? But I'm looking bare minimum. I can very confidently say 99.99% say we're going to hit around about 95 or greater. Could be 110, 120, 100, who knows, right? But there, bare minimum. Cool? Before we have that pullback. My plan at this stage, now number one, of course, and a lot of my subscribers understand what I do. They understand I like to be as flexible as possible. So my plan, of course, is to stay flexible. I am not, let me be very clear, I am not selling at any specific price target. Now, if any of you come in here with the mindset of, oh, I just want to come in here for a price target. No, sorry, I will not be selling at any specific price target, definitely, okay? It all depends on what's happening at around about that time. Where are we within the seasonality of silver? Is it lining up with other indicators, etc.? Okay, so my plan is to stay flexible. There's no specific target. However, I am interested from around about that 95 or greater target. I am interested in this area of time, roughly somewhere between February to, we're on the monthly time frame here. So actually, I'll probably have to put this on the weekly, somewhere from February to April. Okay, so in this kind of window, and I'm just showing you a time window. This is not a price window, okay? Somewhere within here. Now, I'll open this up a little bit, okay? Again, ignore the prices, all that. Somewhere in this kind of window here is where I think the wave 4 happens. What am I going to do at that time? Well, hang on. First, I need to tell you, what am I looking out for to say, oh, that wave 3 top might be in? Number one, I need to see, personally, at least a change of market structure on the weekly time frame, maybe the daily time frame. What I'm talking about is the following. A change of market structure is where you're making successive higher highs in upward direction, right? So an uptrend is making successive, let me move that so you can see a little bit better, successive higher highs and higher lows. Okay, this is lesson 1, week 1 of unit 1 of Mastering the Markets 12-month course. Okay, I'm doing their 12-month course. I'm halfway through. I cannot recommend them more highly. Got a bit of news to share about that soon. But this is number 1. You are looking for pivot points. Okay, so number 1, I'm looking for a pivot off around about that general price area. What do I mean by a pivot? Pretty simple. Okay, I'm looking for a peak. Okay, now you don't know you have a peak until you get a few time periods of the opposite direction. Okay, this is pretty simple. Again, this is like literally lesson number 1. Let me just pick a spot here. Okay, right on the weekly time frame. So that's a peak, but you didn't know it was a peak when it was here, did you? You needed a little bit more data to say, oh, okay, that's a peak. All right, so that it had 1, 2, 3 time periods. So we're talking about the weekly time frame. You had 1, 2, 3 time periods of lower prices. Okay, it didn't break that high. That's when you can say at least 3 time periods. You can say, okay, that's a peak there, like a little, not a peak, but a pivot. Okay, so you can see right here, we came down to here, then we had 1, 2, 3 prices. So that's a pivot. You can pretty much eyeball it. Okay, that's not that pivoty. You can pivot through time or you can pivot through price. That's a big candle. That's a peak right there. You can see that's a pivot. That's a pivot right there. So you can just identify them. This is literally what I did in the first lesson. Lesson number 1, we were just circling the pivots or highlighting them, right? So as the price goes up, you notice these pivots until you bare minimum get a pivot on the, I would say, weekly time frame. I'm staying in my positions. Okay, it's not until at least I see a pivot. Now, some people were going, oh, okay. Look, take this for example, right? We got up to the 3.618. That was at that $85 level. Okay, then we had that big move down. What did a bunch of people say? Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, it's done. You guys are so stupid for being in silver. You've peaked at 85. It's going back to $50. It's going under. A lot of people got shooken. A lot of people got shaken out here. What didn't it do? It did not pivot here. You didn't see a second week of red, a third week of red. You didn't have that kind of movement. If we had done that, you can say, okay, that's a pivot. Then I would have gone, oh, okay, maybe that's the top of wave 3. We haven't even done that yet. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. And I'll tell you my plan in just a second, but I need to see bare minimum. Okay, let's just spitball for a second. Let's just say it does that. Pick a point. Then it goes red, red, maybe a little green. Maybe it's red or green. That would signify to me, oh, that's a pivot point and a major pivot point on a weekly time frame. Then I can go, oh, maybe this is the top of the wave 3. Okay, would I get out there? Maybe. What I would actually want to see actually is a change of market structure. So what do I mean by that? So number 1, that would be tick number 1 to say get out. And again, I'll tell you, this is talking about the when I would consider getting out. If I'm getting out, I'll tell you about what I will get out of. Okay, I already have that plan. But the whens I don't know. Okay, so what I'm watching for, number 1 is a pivot on the weekly. Technically, what I would like to see is a change of market structure on the weekly as well. Or at least on the daily, but I'll probably say the weekly, where you're making a pivot here, then you pivot back up, but that pivot here is a lower high, then you make a lower low. Then I'll go, okay, maybe that's the time to get out. But at least bare minimum, I need to see that pivot on the weekly time frame. Okay, until then, this can just keep going, right? Green week, red week, green week fakes you out again. Okay, so my humble opinion is, you do you. If you have a dollar value target, okay, maybe you bought all the way down at $12 at the COVID time. You've made a whole bunch of money and you want to get out. Fine, pick a point for you and that's great. For me, I'm going to wait for at least pivot points. Now, that puts me in a potential disadvantage only because, it's going to be after the fact, right? So maybe, let's say it goes to 120. I'm not saying it does. Let's say it goes to 120, but I'm like, no, I'm going to wait for pivots. And then it finally does pivot. I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm getting out a little bit lower. That's okay. I have been in my positions from lower. I'm not going to worry about not picking the absolute top because I absolutely won't, and neither will you. If you do, congratulations, but you got lucky, very likely. Okay, so I need to see more data. So that's the bare minimum. Need to see a pivot, okay, on the weekly time frame. And I'd probably be looking, rather than a market structure on the weekly time frame, I'd be looking for a market structure change on the daily. Actually, I think I'll give you that. So let's say if on the daily time frame we start doing this, that, and then that, then that would be a second tick. So a pivot on the weekly, a change of market structure on the daily. So pivot on the weekly, change of market structure on the daily. That's the worst D in the world. Market structure change on the daily time frame. That would be 2 levels of confluence. I'd also be looking for some bearish divergence coming in. That's where you're seeing prices make higher highs, but relative strength index making lower highs. Okay, so I'm actually really watching out for, on the weekly time frame, this kind of thing where this makes, let me get rid of all this because I know it's a little bit, I'll get rid of all that for you. It's a little bit much. right there. So I'm watching for higher highs on the weekly. Again, pick a point, don't know where it is. But then what's the relative strength index doing? Is it making an equal high or is it making a lower high? Okay, is it doing that or is it doing that? That would be also a third level, a third point of confluence, okay, to say, okay, wave 3 top is in. So let's go with those 3 points, okay? Bare minimum, it has to pivot, okay? Until then, it could shoot through the freaking moon, right? Number 2, daily change of market structure along with a pivot, okay? And then third, watching the indicators to see, particularly the RSI, to see if there's any divergence between the price and the indicator. Cool. Once I've identified that wave 3 top, what I believe it is, number 1, I'm going to tell you, so hit the big red subscribe button and all that stuff, stay updated for me. Here's what I am and I am not going to do. So let me get out of here. Let me go back to here for a second. I will go to all your comments, etc. in just a moment. Am I going to sell any of my physical silver? No. None of my physical silver. Why? Because we don't know how long this, let me go back here. We don't know how long this wave 4 could last. Now, I know that this is a wave 4. Okay? Let me get rid of all that for you. Right here. I know, absolutely know, that this is a wave 4. Okay? I don't know where it's going to end. So I don't know where it's going to go down to, and I don't know particularly for how long it's going to go down for. That's the big kicker, which you don't know. Again, if anyone tells you they know, they are absolutely either lying to themselves, it's confirmation bias, or they're trying to sell you something. Okay? Don't listen to people who are certain. Okay? There's nothing more terrible than someone who is wrong and certain of it. Okay, or is certain and ends up being wrong. Okay. My point was, what was I trying to say? Yes. Physical. Well, I buy my physical. I buy it and hold it because I know, again, the wave 4 will happen, but then we're getting the full-on excess phase, which has not begun. Okay, and that's going to take us to bare minimum $200. That's more than a doubling from here, quite potentially much higher. So to give you an example, if let's say we top out, picking a point, okay, let's just say it's triple digits. Let's say psychological value, and that's your pivot point, okay, and then it pivots for a few weeks. Okay, it's like, okay, that's definitely now the peak. Okay, so now we've got, this is all spitballing, by the way. Okay, so that's wave 1, wave 2, as my voice breaks, wave 3. Okay, now we're going to get a wave 4. I don't know how long that's going to last. Why would I sell my silver and go to the bullion dealer or sell it online or, do forums and all that when I know that this is the wave 4 and we are absolutely going to get that massive move? Okay. I love physical silver because it's harder to get in and out of. It's a decent layer of friction where you have to physically do something. You've got to go to your storage facility, wherever it is. You've got to take it to a bullion dealer. You've got to put all your buy, swap, and sell things out on the marketplaces. You've got to post things to people. You've got to meet people at McDonald's and do transactions and whatever it is. Or you just, even just taking it all on one day and going to your bullion dealer, that's something physical you have to do. It's a great layer of friction between you and your wealth. When I know that has yet to go, why would I worry about trying to time that perfectly with my physical silver? Okay? So, number 1, not selling my physical. No chance, no way, not until at least bare minimum, like 2030 kind of area at the top of that excess mania phase, which has yet still to come. What am I doing? What will I plan to do with my silver stocks? Any silver ETFs, anything paper related? I am planning at this stage, with being flexible, I am planning on getting out of bare minimum half of my silver stock, paper silver. Let's just call all of that paper silver. Physical silver, paper silver. I'm going to get rid of at least half of my paper silver positions. I have a bunch of silver mining stocks. I have silver mining stock ETFs, all that. I'm going to try and get out of that and then watch that wave 4 pullback. I may not be able to time it perfectly. And the good thing is it's so quick that if for some reason that wave 4 lasts for a shorter time, maybe it's only 1 or 2 months rather than 6 months to a year, once I see it get back over a certain levels, I can get back in straight like that. So that is my plan for my silver in 2026. I do believe that wave 4 is coming in 2026. Let's go back to there. Let me know your plan. So what's actually your plan? Are you just holding through this wave 4 pullback? Let me know what your thoughts are now. Pop them in the comments and I'll read them out. Okay, so let's talk about the wave 4. And let me get rid of all of that for you. We're going to be looking at gold. We'll do platinum quickly. We'll do a quick market scan. Might do some Bitcoin and crypto too. Let's see. I'll get rid of you for now. And if you didn't see the video from yesterday, just quickly, I also do have a crazy, only a possible target for wave 3. I lean towards this 95, early triple digits. I wouldn't say 150 plus, but sort of early triple digit kind of area for the wave 3 top, coming in again February, April kind of time frame. Everything seems to be lining up with this February, April time frame. It aligns up with silver seasonality. It's lining up with what we're seeing in the stock market, S&P 500, the Nasdaq being completely bloody overbought as well. Seems like things are coming to a head around about that kind of time frame for the general stock market as well. You've got things like the Benner cycle. You've got things like the Kondratiev wave. I'm not going to go into all of that right now. I have looked at those before. Do yourself a favor and look up Benner cycle, Benner. Do yourself a favor, look up the Kondratiev wave. Starts with a K. It's a Russian sounding name. Kondratiev. Type it in, you'll find it. Lots of confluence at the moment to talk about a much larger macroeconomic market move in the S&P 500, general equities. And that will bring everything down. Just like it did in COVID, everything went down, even precious metals. But precious metals will fare much, much better. So my point was, what was my point? That's why I'm looking at this sort of February to April kind of time frame. I wanted to show you this on the logarithmic scale. We've just busted through the trend-based Fibonacci has C right there. That was the 95. That's where I think we can bare minimum go up to. Do watch out for, I did mention this on the video yesterday. I'm not saying it's going there. Big outlier, but watch out for in about that 200. Okay, if we start going hog wild, okay, I don't think we do this, but just keep an eye out. What was I doing? Oh yes, I was talking about the wave 4. Let me get rid of that. No one knows how long the wave 4 will go for. Some people suggest it might be just a few months, but wave 4s can tend to go for a decent bit of time. Let's just go back in history, and it doesn't mean history always repeats, but we'll just take a look at it. Let's go on the monthly time frame. And I'll need to take a look on the logarithmic scale, okay? Some can be quite drawn out and some can be shorter, but given what happened last time with silver, and I'll do the date range rather than the price range, okay? Actually, we'll just eyeball it. Okay, so this was the wave 4 pullback, and this lasted from February 1974, a huge consolidation, and you couldn't really say the correction was over until it broke right there. See that? See that level of resistance? Right there is where the correction, well, technically, I mean, the correction was over here. Okay, so if you want, you could say it took around about 2 years. If you want to say where it broke market structure and then became bullish again, then you can say that's actually 1978. So that's actually 4 years. So 2 to 4 years of a wave 4 correction. That was back in the 80s, okay? Not saying this is going to happen again. This was a much shorter one. Now, I lean towards a much shorter wave 4 pullback this time around. I lean towards this kind of 2008-ish GFC kind of time frame. Ignore the price dip, ignore exact time frame, but I lean more towards that shorter thing. So that was from 2008 until the bottom in October. So that was actually March of 2008. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's roughly 7 months. Okay. I lean more to that kind of 6-month minimum kind of time frame for me. Okay. So no one knows, but 6 months to roughly a year, I think it could take. So that's up to that February, kind of April kind of time frame. That's the start of May. So there, and then that takes you down to, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of bare minimum into like November kind of time frame. Okay. Ignore the price, but that kind of thing is what I think is going to happen. And could it be smaller than that? Absolutely. But the wave 4 is coming. That's what I'm planning on doing. Not selling my physical, selling at least half of my paper silver, and it might be more than half, but I'm looking for the pullback down to, general silver areas. I'm not going to give you a price, but, if we were to just do a quick little bit of Fibonacci, for example, if we did that, let's say we got to $100. Again, you have to understand this is all spitballing because we haven't had the peak. The peak could be $120. The peak could be $140. The peak could be $95. But let's just pick it at triple digits, right? Let's do that. I am expecting at least, let me put it this way. Wherever we top out at, I'm expecting at bare minimum a move back to the 0.236, wherever that comes from. If it's from $100, then I'd expect to come back down to around about just under $70, roughly. Okay, that generally with a wave 4 pullback, you tend to come back down to the 0.236 area. That's usually the minimum. But could I be wrong? Yes. Don't listen to me. So that's what I'm doing. That's my plan. And from there, my plan after that is to scoop up more, to sell, at a profit, scoop up some more silver miners, etc., and then take that huge run up into 2030. Cool. That's my silver plan for 2026. Let's get to your comments. Also, let's do a synchronized slurp together. That's where you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together wherever you are in the world. We normally do it at the start of the show, but I wanted to get that out of the way. Are you ready? Tell me what you're drinking in the comments. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do some shout outs, then we'll get to some quick gold market analysis. And yeah, 500. What do you say? GMS. Oh, he says silver. His name is Silver to the Moon 500 plus. Yeah, over the longer term, absolutely. Ahoy, good morning, legends. G'day, Luke. It's good to see you, my friend. Can you turn the volume up, please? Really? I think that's you. Volume is fine. No, volume's fine on my end. Yeah, that's your end, my friend. GMS. Okay, 280 USD is my target. Could be 2026 or 2027. Yeah, so I'm talking about the wave 3 target, not the full-on target in the excess phase. The excess phase could be decently higher than that. Okay, AR Silverstackers putting his thing down. 150 plus by the end of February. By the end of February, that's a very specific. So 150 by the end of February. Okay, cool. Good morning. Morning, Joe. Good morning, Jason. Good to see you. GMS, says Chris Phipps from PDX in Portland. What we reckon going to happen at 10 a.m., climb to $90? Well, the market just opened. Let me go back to that. The market has just opened. I don't know if we climb. Let's have a look. Silver market just opened 2 minutes ago. Very likely. Let's have a quick look. Indicators? Yeah, no, we're still looking pretty good. I don't see any bearishness there just yet. So, yeah, could climb today. Looking good for the weekly. Look how schmick this looks. Again, it's all about your pivot points. I wouldn't even be considering getting out of silver on the wave 3 topping, getting my silver stocks, ETFs, etc., until we have a weekly pivot. Not even done that. Okay, silver's got more to go. Out of interest, we have just opened. So let's see what the market. I'll wait a few more minutes because the market can. For a few minutes of the market, you can have big spikes and stuff, and then they settle. So, Joe, any chance of you changing some silver for gold? Not yet. We'll take a look at the gold to silver ratio in a second. Vanessa, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Joe, what do you think of the difference in the Shanghai and the COMEX price? Being said, the supply is not there to arbitrage exactly the larger variance in the two markets. So this is the thing with arbitrage. This is exactly right, Jason. The only reason that price disparity exists is because there is no way to arbitrage it. If there were any way, so arbitrage. So if anyone's asking, arbitrage, an arbitrage play is where I'll put it in a supermarket. Oh, how would I put it? I'll put it in a supermarket way. Let's say you go to, let's say we'll do Kmart and Target. Let's say you go to Kmart and you buy a bike, and you see the bike is at $100, and then you see it in Target, it's $120. Now, let's say for some reason, some stupid person at Target doesn't want to look at your receipt, but so you see this price disparity. So you buy the bike for $100 in Kmart, and then you take it to Target and sell it for $120, and you pocket the $20 difference. That's arbitrage, okay? But you do that with markets. If you can see one market, I used to do this back in, I did it really, really profitably back in the very early DeFi days, back in we're talking like 2017 area, where your DeFi markets were very, very small and the liquidity was very low. So you had these wild swings. So the market price I was like arbitraging Ethereum, arbitraging different things. I would put a sell order for a particular token on one of the DeFi ones, and it'd sell it at quite a decently high price, and then I'd buy it back immediately on the larger markets for cheaper, and then I'm pocketing that difference. Okay, arbitrage lesson. But the only reason I could do that is because I had a way to arbitrage. I could buy from one thing, I'd do the sell at the other thing. And the arbitrage wasn't huge, but if you do it in a large enough volume, you can make a decent bit of coin. Actually did. There was times where I made like $4,000 in one arbitrage, right? But here's the thing with arbitrage. It doesn't last for too long, because if enough people see it, then they do it, and then the arbitrage shrinks. The only time, so again, you're only seeing the difference because no one has figured out a way to, buy on the COMEX market and sell on the Shanghai market. You can't do it. Okay, so that's why the price exists. Being said, the supply is not there to arbitrage. Yeah, exactly right. I think the markets will generally favor the lower priced thing rather than the higher priced thing. Okay, so that's why we're still seeing silver premiums in bullion dealers. They're all based on the COMEX, the Kitco market, not the Shanghai price. After wave, great question, Luke. After wave 5, will it drop dramatically or consolidate in your opinion? Now, I think you're talking about, I'm going to assume you mean wave 5 and not wave 4. Okay, let me go back here. So this is, we're in the wave. Okay, we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore that. Hang on. Don't take that for 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a logarithmic scale. 5. Let's just take it to $200. I think it would go higher, but right. What happens after wave 5? Okay, wave 5 is your excess phase. That is the time to be not in the asset that you're in, because you're the smart people. Okay, you've been watching me, you've been watching all the other people, you've been stacking for a long, long time. Maybe you were stacking down in here. Okay, this is the time where every man and his dog, it's the mania phase. Okay, it's going to be narrative. It's going to be silver's going to, you're going to see it, man. This is going to happen. Silver to $1,000 an ounce. If everyone's saying silver is going to $1,000 an ounce, it's not going to $1,000 an ounce unless we're in some kind of black swan event, massive hyperinflation, that kind of thing. Okay? That's not what happens. If everyone says it's going to happen, it's almost guaranteed not to happen. Okay? It's only when you get tops when when most people are on the wrong side. Okay? So when everyone's, this is basic market psychology. When everyone's in desperation, okay, silver's done. Silver broke. Fuck this game, I'm out. Silver broke my $14 level. I broke my 14. I'm done with this game. I'm out. I'm so depressed with my silver. It's been holding for That's the perfect bottom. When everyone's going silver to the moon, man, much more than now, that's the time to get out. Okay? what will happen after a wave 5 is a very long consolidation period, just like you had. And you don't want to be holding the bag at the top of a wave 5. You don't want to be holding a bag. Why? You can if you want, but you'll be spending 1980. 2011 until you get towards these highs again, or from here 2011 until what now? No, okay. That's what's going to happen though. You'll get that big excess pullback where it's not retracing a smaller move, it's retracing the entire move. So you'll get so for example, instead of, I'll give you an example here. Instead of this wave, so you got that wave 1 move. So the wave 1 move corrects from there to there, and it corrected down to a nice little 0.5 Fibonacci, right down into the zag zone, that area there, which is this. This could be an entire silver show, so maybe I won't get a chance to do anything else today. And that's okay, because I don't want to go more than an hour. You get into the beautiful expected resistance zone, which we talk about. So that's your wave 1, that's your wave 2, got into the expected resistance, expected support zone. Beautiful. Bounced off the 0.5. Great. Onwards and upwards we go. What we will get here, and this is happening, is you're going to get the wave 4 pullback, and that'll do a similar thing. It'll retrace from here to here, okay? So this move down was retracing here to here. This move down will be retracing here to here. And that's why, again, pick a point. Don't know where it is. Let's just go to $100 even. Why the fuck not? Pick a point, and then you're going to retrace that move. I favor somewhere in here, and I favor it probably the top end, around about your $70 probably. I don't know. We could be really shooting for the moon, and then it ends up being like $90. I don't know. But anywhere in that general zone here, okay? But you're retracing from here to here. When you get a wave 5 move, you're not retracing. So let's say, for example, we do that to there, okay? On the wave 5 move, what you are not doing is retracing from the wave 4 to the wave 5. The wave 5, okay, that's the cycle done. So you're retracing the entire move. This is how it works. So you will pick a point. Let's say silver in 2030 gets to pick a point. I don't fucking know. Pick it $300. Let's say $400. Why the fuck not? Okay, let's pick $400. I'm not saying it's going there. Okay, so you'll be retracing the entire move. Okay, so that means probably bare minimum into this zone here, right? And that could take a real long time. This is on the monthly time frame, right? So you don't want to be holding the bag at this kind of thing, because that'll be that. This will be going for your kind of decade-long or longer kind of time frame, and you don't want your money tied up in that. So yeah, that's what happens. That's the big consolidation doing the large move. Don't hold the bag on a wave 5, because there'll be many more things that are highly undervalued at that time. And we'll look at what they are later on down the track. Ooh, I love my silver. Good morning, Joe. Hello. Aren't diamonds a girl's best friend? G'day, Mark. Good to see you. No, interesting analysis. Diamonds are not a girl's best friend. No, it's silver at the moment. And copper as well. Let's do gold soon. I have to sleep. Okay, all right, I'll look at gold. If you could only buy a few Australian silver miners, what would it be, please? I have done, if you look at my video called 9 Amazing Silver Stocks, search that on my channel, 9 Amazing Silver Stocks. They still apply. I'm in at the moment, just so you know, and don't take this as financial advice. At the moment, I am currently in, silver stock-wise, I'm in BML. So this is Boab Metals. Will produce silver in around about 3 years or so. They're 44% silver, so they're not a pure silver play. 44% silver, 56% lead. Okay, but it's from a technical perspective, it's looking quite nice. Okay, once you break there, it's 75 cents. Oof, watch it, I would say, break the all-time high. Okay, and that's the all-time highs at like, oh, that's on the logarithmic. Hang on. No, look, I think you could get close to that all-time high in a huge run. Okay, so I think BML, particularly the miners, have yet, and we'll look at the mining ratios. The miners have really lagged silver recently, as you know. It's like poke a stick, do something. That doesn't last forever. That's a beach ball being pushed under the water. The silver miners are going to catch up soon, and when they catch up quickly. So BML, I'm in. AVM, I am also in. Okay. Craig Dixon is the fundamental analysis guy. Fundamental, not as in technical, but as in he's deep in like mining stocks, and he knows all about mining stock reports and all that. So he does a market scan every Tuesday on Mastering the Markets for the silver subscribers. There's a free tier, a silver tier, and a gold tier. And that's him. Where are we? Oh, it's today's Tuesday as well. So he'll be doing so Craig Dixon does his fundamental analysis scan on Tuesdays. It's happening tonight. And so he'll be doing that. And AVM was on his list. He believes it's crazy undervalued. I like the technicals of it. We're at a little bit of an interesting point right now. Okay, you're at major resistance. Okay, right there. And just watch out for it here. If it gets through that 18 cents eventually, so if it does something like this, I don't know. If it does something like that kind of thing, oof, golden time. Silver time for AVM. That's Advanced Metal Limited. I have a position now. I'm happy to hold it for the longer term, or at least up into that sort of February, April kind of time frame. If it shows any weakness around here, then I'll get out of it. And I also have SVL, which it's a big popular one, which is, where are we? I have, SVL, which is Silver Mines Limited as well. I'm bullish on that on the long term. Fundamentally, it's not as strong as some of the others, but this tends to be one that the public really likes for some reason. Don't know why. They just like it. When silver miners go crazy, Silver Mines Limited tends to be one of the stars. Again, don't know why, it just does. And if it breaks there at 37.5, 38 cents, that's a 12-year accumulation pattern. You break out and hold out of there, bingo, you're looking really good. Okay. It looks like we're going to spend a lot of time here. Let me get to gold. Let me do a quick little scan for gold. Let's see. Gold. Let's take a quick look at gold. We'll take a quick look at platinum. Here is gold. Is it gold? Yeah, it is. On the monthly time frame, priced in USD. We are talking, congratulations, new all-time highs for this month. $4,586 at the moment. If I show you on the weekly time frame, we are currently not, we haven't pivoted yet. Okay, now gold, just like silver, etc., will be going through its wave 4 pullback. Okay, it's happening. It's just not happening yet. And what do I need to see? And I mean a wave 4 on a longer term time frame. You're in a slight wave. You're in a 5-wave move at the moment, roughly. So it's roughly like this: 1, 2. Oh no, you're in the 3. You're in the 3. It's like silver. You're looking for the wave 4 pullback, where I think it could go up to at least $5,000. But what you notice here is we don't have pivots on the weekly again. You had a quick pivot here. That was a pivot, but then it broke through. Okay, so you pivoted. See that there? Now, how do you know that's a pivot? From what we're talking about before, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 time periods. In this case, we're talking about weekly time frames, and it's very clear. Okay, so we pivoted there, but what did we do? Here's the thing. Remember I said before about silver. I said bare minimum. What did I say with silver? I said bare minimum, I need to see a pivot on the weekly time frame. Well, we did that on gold, but that's not where you get out. I also would have wanted to see a pivot, a change of market structure on the daily time frame, preferably the weekly time frame. And what did we do? We didn't do this and then tick over. we just kept going up. So just be aware, just because you see one signal, a pivot doesn't mean you get out, right? You've got to look for confluence. Anyway, we haven't pivoted yet again on the weekly, so it's looking fine for now. Again, it will top. It will, because that's what it does. There's a little bit of bearish divergence or potential, what the fuck's going on there? Potential bearish divergence going on the weekly time frame. I'm much more bullish on silver than I am on gold. Okay, gold has been lagging the last year. It's been up like 70 something percent, but silver's like been up like 150, 180. We're up around that kind of time, that kind of price now. Okay, watch out for that. That peak's eventually coming. You'll get the wave 4 pullback. Where over the longer term, though, it's going again, I think, to that kind of $8,000 to $10,000 range in that 2030 area. But there's nothing on the shorter term time frame. I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about selling out at the moment. You're still making higher highs and higher lows on the daily time frame, so that's fine. Look, that's it. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It's not until you start doing that which I start getting concerned, and it's just getting concerned, and then you say, oh, we might just be in a period of consolidation, and then it could rip up again. Okay, you're fine over the longer term. Let's take a look at platinum. I'll go the gold to silver ratio. Oof. Gold to silver ratio 54. We're getting into that. We're nowhere there yet, but that sort of 48 to 50 kind of level. It's happened quicker than I expected, as I think I said to you a couple of weeks ago or before Christmas. I was expecting some kind of support to come in here, like, off there, bounce off there, maybe spend a bit of time. Maybe gold has a bit of time in the sun. Nope. Silver's just absolutely kicking it. It looks like potentially at this stage that we're going to be making a straight shot for that 48 to 50 level. I am not considering at this stage, and thanks for asking the question, I'm not considering swapping any of my silver for gold. No, I'm all silver. I'm not going to worry about playing this kind of thing and then doing that and then doing that. I'd rather keep my physical silver. I'd rather get out of my silver miners and then just stay maybe in cash for a little bit of time and then buy them back. But yeah, no, probably not. If that changes though, if I do something with a silver to gold ratio swap, then I'll let you know. Platinum. Here's platinum on the quarterly time frame, $2,309. Looks great. Over the longer term, all-time high, no problem, no stress. We're in overbought territory, but you can spend a lot of time in there. That's actually really bullish when you get into overbought on the longer term time frames. Looking great. We're on the logarithmic scale, just so you know. My expected resistance after we continue through the all-time high, which we will eventually. Now, with coming into this sort of February-April period, my expected resistance range is somewhere between $2,845 and $3,300. Okay, so watch out for that. So that's here at you can see that level, that 2.618 Fibonacci extension tool level. And then if I pop it on the logarithmic, you can see it's there. It's the 1.618. Anywhere in this box here, I'm expecting resistance to come in. I'm expecting momentum to weaken. That's what I'm expecting. Do I immediately, like I said before, do I immediately sell out of my platinum mining stocks or my physical platinum when it hits 2,845? No, I have to watch for momentum loss on the smaller term timeframes at the same time. Okay, I don't see any momentum loss just yet, so I think we're looking good for the moment. Watch out for that 2,845 to 3,300 at this stage. Before we have a wave, well, platinum, it's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, maybe. Platinum might be a different beast. Okay, might be. It could sail through, but I'll just watch it for you. Copper, just so you know, if anyone's not in copper, you really should consider highly being in copper. Okay, at least a portion of your investable assets. If you're like, I only like silver and I only like physical silver, fine, all good. I am happy to delve into stocks, paper, ETFs, that kind of thing, I'm fine with that. I used to be a if you don't hold it, you don't own it guy. I've moved on from that a little bit. I still have all my physical stuff, but I'm happy to delve into this. 2010 to 2025, it's so a 15-year sideways correction finally broke out. We've just started making all-time highs in copper. Do you think that stops? No, it does not. Okay, and when I show you the copper to silver ratio, that might be something to be interested in. Probably won't get to crypto today, I'd say, but I don't think that bothers too much of you. Let's see, copper to silver. Copper to silver. Here's your copper to silver ratio. The most undervalued it's been since 1999. Okay, I don't know about the previous historical charts, but we've broken through massive support right here. So it's in a total downtrend. So that doesn't mean, oh, I'm swapping all my silver for copper. I'm just saying it's really historically quite low. Do you remember when we talked about that with platinum? Last year, months ago, 6 months or longer ago, I've been talking about how platinum was highly undervalued versus silver, and we have since seen a turnaround with the platinum to silver ratio. Okay, we found the bottom in the platinum to silver ratio, it seems, at this stage, but it hasn't done it yet for copper. It will do it eventually. Could it be now? Sure. It's very highly undervalued. Okay, that's on the quarterly time frame. We've just gone into extremely undervalued. First time we've been extremely undervalued since, again, well, the start of this, since like 02, okay? On the monthly, highly undervalued. On the weekly, highly undervalued, but not making, it's not diverging yet, okay? So silver probably still has a bit of a ways to go against copper. So I wouldn't be looking at swapping any kind of silver assets, whether it's paper or physical, for copper, physical or paper. On the daily, that's where it's getting a little interesting. On the daily time frame, it looks like you might be starting to have the seeds of turning around, although we cannot say it whatsoever, because we're noticing lower low, and you take it from the closes, not the peaks, by the way. You take it from the closing, not the wicks. Take it from the body, not the wicks. And fuck you, stupid thing, higher lows on the relative strength index. So it's just starting now on the daily to look like it might be turning around. That is one signal. You don't trade the signal, you trade the trigger. What is the trigger? The trigger is a change of market structure to become bullish. You want to start seeing successive, you want to start seeing, instead of lower highs and lower lows, you want to at least make a higher high, bare minimum. Okay, so what's this? From about here, lower lows, lower highs, as in that is lower than that. So that's a lower high. That is a lower low. Again, this is just simple pivot stuff. Can't really pivot there, right? Lower high, sorry, lower low, lower high. If we do the following, if we start doing this, then something like that, then you can say, and they have to be proper pivots. We talked about those before. If you start doing that, you can say, ooh, this could be you could get into a generational bottom of copper versus silver at that point. And you'd have to watch it, but at least on the daily, that's what I'd be looking for. So I'm seeing some bullish divergence. Okay, that's one signal. You would not be doing any kind of action. There's no trigger until you're at least over that ratio number. And that ratio number is 0.08. Actually, thanks for that. Let me pop my alert in for that. Right there. Alert on copper silver crossing up over through there. Once that alert goes through, I'll take a look at it and I might alert you too. So stay updated. Anyway, that's copper. I would highly look at copper. You can buy physical copper at certain places, but you'd really want to be looking at copper ETFs, copper stocks. I also did a video called 9 Amazing Copper Stocks, which you can find on my channel. To some dealers, I'm just now going to get through the comments, and I don't have time for any other kind of market scan because I've got to get out of here. I've got stuff to do, and so do you. I've got my new job to get to, my new day job. I'll tell you more about that soon. You'll learn about that real soon, and you're going to be happy. Some dealers have moved. Oh, some, you reckon? Oh, I did hear that. I think that is yeah, some dealers have moved to using the Shanghai spot price or close to. Have they? It maybe appears that they have. I am going to, you know what? I will. Thank you for that, Jason. I'm going to call the person who would probably know, who's deep within the industry, deeper than me, and I'll get his opinion and I'll let everyone know. Have some dealers moved to the Shanghai spot price? I believe they probably haven't. I believe they haven't because they're probably doing it as a proxy, and that's probably just an excuse. Because they're still buying from the wholesalers who are using the COMEX price. So the only reason they'd be doing it is the only reason they'd absolutely need to switch to the Shanghai price is if they're buying from wholesalers who are using the Shanghai price too. So it's like, it's like any business, as a retailer, I'll have to raise my prices if my wholesaler is raising the prices on me. So I get it. So that could be the case. I think it's probably just a convenient, we raised our prices a bit. They're probably making higher premiums. That's my guess. ABC Bullion has always been more expensive. That's why nobody buys from them. The problem is the masses do. That's the problem. So you saw the lines out the door on TV. The television articles, the television news stories, lines out the door. Where was that line out the door? The real OGs buy from the real OGs buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. I believe the best prices, the best range. Normally, when there's a lot of silver to be had, every bullion dealer is going through silver shortages at the moment. Plus, free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your order. Only bullion dealer gives you free shipping when you have any kind of dollar value, any kind of quantity value. It's amazing, isn't it? perthbullion.com.au. Go check them out. Shameless plug. I'll do the crypto update for you, Joe. It's all going down. I don't have time for crypto today. Morning, the Mando Dad. I remember the LME making margin call actively intervening on copper contracts 2021. Okay, during extreme squeeze in 2022 for nickel cancelling contracts altogether. So you're cautious. Always be cautious. Congratulations on the new job, Joe. Thank you very much. I'm excited about it. We started training yesterday, do some more training today. You'll hear about it officially. Now, who does know about it? Second plug. If you are part of the Silver Investor Club, you already know the news because I do a Friday live stream. A private Friday live stream for the premium members. So if you're a premium member of the Silver Investor Club, and a premium membership is $9 per month, or $90 per year as of the current pricing. Every Friday we do a private live stream hangout, and it gets posted after the fact, and it usually gets posted privately. But out of interest, I actually posted it for everyone. So even the standard members, where are we? Get to see Friday's hangout recording. So even if you join the Silver Investor Club for $1 per month, you get to see Friday's hangout, and I announce that new job over there. But I'll announce it publicly here as soon as I can. What is the Silver Investor Club, you ask? Great question. It's a place for like-minded silver investors. It's a private club. Giveaways. So every single month for premium members, I give away silver. Every single quarter for standard members, I give away silver. There's silver specials from Perth Bullion Exchange. There's analysis, of course, I do. Auctions, of course, a bunch of education, private live streams, much, much more. 7-day free trial. I'm offering a 7-day free trial before I do January's giveaway. So if you join the premium kind of soon, by end of January, usually on like the last stream, the last day or the last private live stream of January, I'll do the silver giveaway for the premium members. So if you join now, you'll be a part of that. if you're within the 7-day free trial window, you won't be eligible, obviously, because it means you could just join for free, then win free silver, and then piss off, which that's not what you get to do. Silver Investor Club, I'll put a link somewhere below. Last comment. MTS Trading, good to see you. I bought 40 kilos in 2024. Brilliant. At $26 an ounce. Brilliant. It's now 85. I can't believe it, dude. I am waiting for 300 an ounce. Okay. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. The US has printed a lot of paper. Yeah, the more paper they print, the better it is for good old precious metals, hey? But we're in a commodity super cycle anyway. This commodity super cycle will take us out to like 2045. Yeah. I'd be, 300 an ounce. Good to see that you've got a paper target. Just be careful of having, good to see you have a target of I'm selling at. I would suggest just maybe following someone like me, or there's many others out there who are also watching what is happening with the indicators, momentum, etc. Because you never know. It might not get to 300. It could shoot through 300. Okay, it's good to have I got my plan, but be flexible with your plan. So what I would invite you to do is hit the big red subscribe button to join me and the GMS family. We have a fantastic time, and that was Good Morning Stackers for Tuesday the 13th of January 2013. I'm back fully now. You'll get lots of content every single week. Tomorrow I'll try and do some more. Let's see what the price does. I go live on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. I try to do content in between as well on the off days, not on the weekends usually, unless there's some kind of like big weekend update, or silver just does something huge that I have to talk about, or gold or copper or whatever, or something's happening in the world, and I might do like a weekend update. But stick around for all that amazing stuff. Finally, what you get to enjoy if you're not a subscriber, if you haven't been a subscriber, or if you're one of my new 50-something subscribers from yesterday, from the video that's done really well, you get to enjoy the synchronized slurp while we dance it out at the same time. I know, it's a twofer, because you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do though.
Synchronized slurp. Now we're on the move.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Love it. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking. I'll see you soon.